Hiya, I'm Nina, and in today's 10-minute taster we are going to be looking at bridge variations. So if you have at home a yoga block, then this is going to come in very handy today. If you don't have a yoga block, then you're able to do this practice with a load of other things. I suggest a stack of cushions. So something sort of semi-soft that you can rest your bottom on if you need to, or your sacrum on if you need to. So this video is all about offering variations and modifications of bridge pose. The journey of bridge pose can be made to look easy by some, but in fact it can be hindered by many things: injury, stress, stiffness or soreness, loads of other things happening in the body. Sometimes our mind can just go, nope, not today, and that's okay. And I've been in a class when someone's gone, nope, not today, and it was quite wonderful to watch. So if that's you, that's cool. Back pain. So I'm not going to go into back pain right now, but there are parts of the back that can feel uncomfortable enough not to want to practice bridge pose. But for some, there could be a variation in this video that actually has a benefit for your back pain. I recommend seeing a doctor or your GP if you are suffering from pain in that area, but also this could feel quite nice if offered by a physio or a doctor as well. So maybe have a little look and watch the video first. Bridge pose is a great way to build strength and flexibility in the back and the front of the body, and it's also a really lovely way to move into full wheel when you're ready. We're not going to do full wheel today. I'm just going to show you some variations using a block and not using a block. So to begin with, we come down onto the ground, find the middle of your mat, and let the whole of the upper body fall into the floor. So we're going to tuck the shoulders down underneath the body and place the hands either side of the hips. When we get here, we're going to look down and we're going to find the space where our knees are parallel. Then we're going to move the feet further towards the bottom and we're going to see if we can touch the backs of the heels. When you get here, I want you to feel around to a space where you believe your feet are parallel. If you don't have a mirror, this is quite tricky, so you've got to kind of feel it out. But the feet want to be pointing towards the end of the mat, not out and not in. You can usually achieve this by having your knees parallel. Okay, if you need to reach down to touch your ankles, you can reach down as well. So with the shoulders tucked under, place the palms down onto the floor. And we're just going to take a couple of dynamic bridge poses. So a dynamic bridge pose looks like this. We inhale, belly button to sternum, push the feet down into the floor. The knees go towards the end of the mat and the pelvis goes up towards the sky. The knees don't go out and they don't fall in. They go away from the body. Pelvis lifts up and then comes down. So try that with me. We're going to inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. And one more, inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Some people like to include a lift of the arms in a dynamic bridge pose. So you might inhale, lift with the arms above the head. Exhale, lower. This is really lovely for the breath. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. So we've tried dynamic, so that's lifting the pelvis up and placing it down without any kind of support. We're going to try using the block and come into a restorative posture in your bridge pose. So if feeling dynamic, so moving in and out of the posture is a little bit too much, we can draw upon the same alignment with the heels tucked close as we can, feet pointing away, and we can have our block close to us. And as we lift up and inhale, we can bring the block underneath our bodies either flat like this or up like this. And we can send it underneath the lowest part of the spine. Notice I'm lifting my toes in order to get there. I'm placing the sacrum, that lowest part, onto the block and then resting the block down. So you can see where it's resting. Then we can place the hands down by the sides of our bodies, knees pointing away, not out. So we want to stay parallel. And just allow the front of the body to open up here. So we've got that lifted hips above heart kind of feeling. We've got the tummy switched on gently, but we've got this opening in the pelvis that's allowing the front of the body to make space. Maybe that's a nice feeling for you today. Maybe that's something that you want to work on because the pelvis feels closed and restricted and tight. So we can pause here for a while, take a couple of breaths. And when we're ready, we come onto the heels again, onto the balls of feet again, the tiptoes. Squeeze the tummy in, lift the bottom off of the block, and then take the block out from underneath us and place the block down. That's option number 2 for a bridge pose. If you want to take this third option, I really enjoy this third option because I feel like it's a real chest opener for me. So we're working a couple of different things in the body here. So we bring the alignment to where it needs to be, knees parallel, heels close. Place the palms down to begin with, push down into the floor to lift the pelvis up. Then we're tucking the shoulders even further underneath the body, and I need to do a little shuffle here, a little fidget here in order to get the shoulders tucked under. The hands come underneath the body. I'm going to tiptoe to show you what that looks like, but the hands come underneath the body and the fingers interlace. When we get here, I've got a little bit more room for the shoulder blades to come together. I then place the baby fingers down onto the floor. So now I'm using, and the heels come down, so now I'm using the arms, the shoulders, the elbows, the upper arms to push down into the floor and ask the pelvis to lift a little bit higher. Knees are still parallel. We're staying here for 3. Push the big toe down in the ground for 2. Squeeze the heels into the floor for 3. For 1. And release the hands, release the elbows. You can come onto tiptoes and you can lower the body down. Okay, so that's the third option. Now the last option today is going to be another restorative posture for me, but not necessarily for everybody else. We're going to take the thumbs underneath the body in our bridge pose, and we're going to place them underneath the waist, underneath the hips, almost touching the kidneys. But the hands are going to come around the waist, the elbows are going to sink into the ground, and we're going to rest on our hands. So it's almost like an alternative of using a block. Again, it's a chest opener, heart opener, and a pelvis opener at the front as well. So back to your alignment, heels in towards your bottom, knees up towards the sky and parallel, shoulders tucked under slightly. We're going to press the palms down. Inhale to lift the pelvis towards the sky. When we get there, you can come onto your tiptoes to make some more room. I'm going to do that to show you how I get into this pose. Have a little wriggle. The hands come underneath the body. We look straight up towards the sky. And I'm resting in my palms as the feet come down. Elbows are supporting. We still push down through the toes to keep the knees parallel and to send the hips up. And we can stay here for as long as you wish. I'm going to come out in 3, 2, and 1. Release the hands first. You can come onto the toes to do it. Press the palms down and then lower the hips down to the ground. Release the shoulders. And then a nice counter pose is lifting the knees up and then taking a little rock from side to side. You can draw the knees in, send them out, whatever feels nice after your bridge poses. Good work on your back bends, good work on your balances in your bridge poses. And remember, you can choose those options for bridge pose at any point throughout the sequence. If a bridge pose comes up during your practice, know that there are props and other things on hand to vary the positions you're going to get yourself into. I hope that's helpful, and thank you very much for watching.